use of high-wattage space heaters poses a significant electrical safety hazard due to circuit overloading. These 1500-watt appliances can easily exceed the capacity of standard convenience circuits, leading to circuit burnouts and potentially devastating fires. Despite the inherent risks, space heaters are often marketed without adequate warnings or labeled as bigger is better. This misleading messaging lulls homeowners into a false sense of security, leading them to believe that space heaters can be safely used on any circuit. To address this safety concern, the National Electrical Code, or NEC, should mandate that all appliances exceeding a specified wattage be clearly marked for use with a dedicated circuit only. This would educate consumers about the importance of proper installation and prevent the widespread practice of overloading circuits. Circuit overloads caused by space heaters are a rampant problem in residential work. The average homeowner typically does not consider the circuit capacity when plugging in a space heater, assuming it is safe to use wherever a regular cord can be inserted. Addressing the issue of circuit overloading with high-wattage space heaters is crucial for ensuring electrical safety. By requiring clear labeling and educating consumers, the NEC can help prevent electrical fires and protect the well-being of homeowners. Now let's delve deeper into the technical aspects of circuit overloading, space heater specifications, and the role of the NEC in mitigating these hazards. First, let's examine circuit overloading. Electrical circuits are designed to handle a specific amount of current, measured in amps. This capacity is determined by the wire gauge, the circuit breaker rating, and the overall design of the electrical system. When the current draw exceeds the circuit's capacity, it's called an overload. Overloads can cause the wires to overheat, potentially melting the insulation and creating a fire hazard. Circuit breakers are designed to trip or shut off the circuit when an overload occurs, preventing damage. However, repeated overloads can weaken the breaker, making it less reliable. Now let's talk about space heater specifications. Space heaters are typically rated in watts, which is a measure of the electrical power they consume. A 1500-watt space heater operating on a standard 120-volt circuit will draw approximately 12.5 amps. This calculation is derived from the formula power equals voltage times current, or amps equals watts divided by volts. A typical residential circuit is rated for either 15 amps or 20 amps. Plugging a 1500-watt space heater into a 15-amp circuit leaves very little room for other appliances or devices. If other devices are also drawing power from the same circuit, the total current draw can easily exceed 15 amps, causing an overload. The problem is exacerbated when extension cords are used. Extension cords, especially those with thin gauge wires, can further limit the circuit's capacity and increase the risk of overheating. Homeowners often underestimate the amount of power that space heaters consume. They may assume that because the heater plugs into a standard outlet, it is safe to use on any circuit. This is a dangerous misconception. The bigger is better marketing of space heaters contributes to this problem. Homeowners may purchase larger, more powerful heaters without realizing the electrical demands. The lack of clear warnings and instructions on the heater itself further compounds the issue. Now the National Electrical Code, or NEC, plays a crucial role in ensuring electrical safety. The NEC is a set of standards for electrical wiring and equipment in the United States. It is updated every 3 years to reflect the latest technologies and safety practices. The NEC provides guidance on the proper sizing of circuits, the installation of electrical equipment, and the protection against electrical hazards. While the NEC does not specifically address the labeling of space heaters, it does provide general requirements for appliance labeling and circuit protection. The NEC requires that appliances be marked with their voltage and wattage ratings, allowing consumers to calculate the current draw. It also requires that circuits be protected by circuit breakers or fuses that are properly sized for the circuit's capacity. To address the specific hazard of space heater overloads, the NEC could be amended to require that all appliances exceeding a certain wattage, such as 1000 watts, be clearly marked for use with a dedicated circuit only. This would provide a clear warning to consumers and encourage them to use space heaters safely. Furthermore, The NEC could require that space heaters include a built-in overload protection device that automatically shuts off the heater if the current draw exceeds a safe level. This would provide an additional layer of protection against circuit overloads and fires. In addition to the NEC, manufacturers of space heaters can also play a role in promoting electrical safety. Manufacturers should provide clear and concise instructions on the safe use of their products, including warnings about circuit overloading and the importance of using a dedicated circuit. They should also consider incorporating safety features such as automatic shut-off devices and tip-over switches. Consumer education is also essential. Homeowners need to be educated about the risks of circuit overloading and the proper use of space heaters. This can be achieved through public service announcements, educational materials, and outreach programs. Electricians can also play a role in educating their clients about electrical safety. When performing residential electrical work, electricians should take the opportunity to inspect existing circuits and identify potential hazards such as overloaded circuits or undersized wiring. They should also advise homeowners on the proper use of space heaters and other high wattage appliances. In conclusion, addressing the issue of circuit overloading with high wattage space heaters requires a multifaceted approach involving the NEC, manufacturers, electricians, and consumers. By requiring clear labeling, incorporating safety features, and educating consumers, we can help prevent electrical fires and protect the well-being of homeowners. It's important to remember that electrical safety is everyone's responsibility. By taking the necessary precautions, we can create a safer environment for ourselves and our families. One key aspect to consider is the concept of continuous load. The NEC defines a continuous load as a load where the maximum current is expected to continue for 3 hours or more. For continuous loads, the overcurrent protection device, such as a circuit breaker, must be rated at not less than 125% of the continuous load. This means that a 15 amp circuit breaker should not be continuously loaded to more than 12 amps, which is 80% of its rating. Space heaters are often used as continuous loads, especially in colder climates. This means that the 12.5 amp draw of a 1500 watt space heater exceeds the continuous load rating of a 15 amp circuit breaker. This further increases the risk of circuit overloading and overheating. Another important consideration is the age and condition of the electrical wiring. Older homes may have outdated wiring that is not capable of handling the demands of modern appliances. The insulation on older wires may also be degraded, increasing the risk of short circuits and fires. When plugging in a space heater into an older home's electrical system, it's essential to have the wiring inspected by a qualified electrician. They can assess the condition of the wiring and recommend any necessary upgrades. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are another important safety device. GFCIs are designed to protect against electrical shock by detecting small imbalances in the current flow. They are typically required in bathrooms, kitchens, and other areas where there is a risk of water exposure. While GFCIs do not protect against circuit overloading, they can help prevent electrical shock in the event of a ground fault. It's also important to avoid using extension cords with space heaters whenever possible. Extension cords can reduce the circuit's capacity and increase the risk of overheating. If an extension cord is necessary, it should be a heavy-duty cord that is rated for the amperage of the space heater. The extension cord should also be as short as possible to minimize voltage drop. Voltage drop occurs when the voltage at the outlet decreases due to the resistance of the extension cord. This can cause the space heater to operate less efficiently and increase the risk of overheating. In addition to the technical aspects, it's important to consider the human factor. Homeowners often make mistakes when using electrical appliances, either due to a lack of knowledge or carelessness. It's important to educate homeowners about the potential hazards and to encourage them to follow safe practices. For example, homeowners should be advised to never leave a space heater unattended, especially when children or pets are present. They should also be advised to keep flammable materials away from space heaters and to never cover them with blankets or clothing. Regular maintenance of electrical equipment is also important. Circuit breakers should be tested periodically to ensure that they are functioning properly. Outlets and switches should be inspected for signs of damage or wear. Any damaged or worn electrical components should be replaced by a qualified electrician. By taking these precautions, we can reduce the risk of electrical fires and other electrical hazards. Electrical safety is an ongoing process that requires vigilance and attention to detail. It's important to stay informed about the latest safety practices and to follow them consistently. Let's also consider the impact of energy efficiency. While space heaters can provide supplemental heat, they are generally not the most energy efficient way to heat a home. They consume a significant amount of electricity and can increase energy bills. Homeowners should consider alternative heating options, such as using a programmable thermostat to regulate the temperature or insulating their homes to reduce heat loss. These measures can save energy and reduce the demand on the electrical system. Another factor to consider is the type of space heater being used. There are different types of space heaters, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. Some common types include ceramic heaters, infrared heaters, and oil-filled radiators. Ceramic heaters are generally energy efficient and provide even heat distribution. Infrared heaters provide direct heat to objects and people in their path. Oil-filled radiators are slow to heat up but retain heat for a long period of time. When choosing a space heater, it's important to consider the size of the room, the desired level of heat, and the energy efficiency of the heater. It's also important to choose a heater that is certified by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or ETL. These certifications ensure that the heater meets certain safety standards. In addition to space heaters, other high wattage appliances can also overload circuits. These include hairdryers, curling irons, toasters, and microwave ovens. It's important to be aware of the wattage ratings of these appliances and to avoid using too many of them on the same circuit at the same time. Power strips and surge protectors can also contribute to circuit overloading. Power strips allow multiple devices to be plugged into a single outlet, which can increase the total current draw on the circuit. Surge protectors are designed to protect electronic devices from voltage spikes, but they do not protect against circuit overloading. When using power strips and surge protectors, it's important to choose ones that are rated for the amperage of the circuit and to avoid plugging in too many devices. Another important aspect is the proper installation of electrical wiring. Improperly installed wiring can create a variety of electrical hazards, including circuit overloads, short circuits, and ground faults. All electrical wiring should be installed by a qualified electrician in accordance with the NEC. The NEC provides detailed requirements for the type of wiring to use, the size of the wiring, and the proper methods of installation. It also requires that all electrical work be inspected by a certified electrical inspector. Regular electrical inspections are essential for identifying potential hazards and ensuring that electrical systems are safe and up to code. Electrical inspections should be performed by a qualified electrical inspector who is familiar with the NEC and local electrical codes. The inspector will examine the wiring, outlets, switches, circuit breakers, and other electrical components to ensure that they are properly installed and functioning correctly. Any deficiencies or hazards identified during the inspection should be corrected by a qualified electrician. In addition to regular inspections, homeowners should also be aware of the signs of electrical problems. These include flickering lights, warm outlets or switches, burning smells, and tripped circuit breakers. If any of these signs are present, it's important to have the electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician as soon as possible. Ignoring electrical problems can lead to more serious hazards, such as electrical fires. Electrical fires can be caused by a variety of factors, including overloaded circuits, short circuits, faulty wiring, and damaged appliances. They can spread quickly and cause significant damage and injuries. It's important to have a working smoke detector on every level of the home to provide early warning of a fire. Smoke detectors should be tested regularly and replaced every 10 years. In the event of an electrical fire, it's important to evacuate the building immediately and call 911. Do not attempt to extinguish an electrical fire with water, as water can conduct electricity and increase the risk of electrical shock. Use a fire extinguisher that is specifically designed for electrical fires. Remember, electrical safety is a shared responsibility. By following safe practices and taking the necessary precautions, we can create a safer environment for ourselves, our families, and our communities. Always consult with a qualified electrician for any electrical work or questions. Their expertise can help ensure that your electrical system is safe and up to code.